I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow. Fading away, you look so great when you gotta shine. One more part of you is gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd. Pressure is your best enemy, spotlights show what I wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack, you just can't break free. I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your ground, till the afterglow, the afterglow. I'll be there when you fall, when you're losing it all.
And as we have settled into our studios here for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, the superstars of SmackDown are making their way into the arena. Currently, we are getting a recap of what happened last Friday on SmackDown. As far as the women's War Games match goes, I am OM Dynamic. And tonight, live reaction and analysis from Mr. Chris Best and Chris Perish. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing just great here. I'm looking forward to this episode of SmackDown. We are on the eve of War Games, and I'm looking forward to what's taking place here tonight.
I'm doing well.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that, Parrish. Great to hear you've had a great day as well, Mr. Best. Yes, you mentioned we are on the eve of War Games. A card I'm very, very split on, as we discussed on Turnbuckle Talk on Tuesday. But this women's War Games match I am really looking forward to.
What has you split on it?
Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vicaire, as well as, for me, all of the drawbacks to the men's War Games match.
What are the drawbacks?
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Why are they drawbacks?
That's just my opinion.
I know, I'm asking you to expand on it.
Because one, I don't need Brock Lesnar in this match. I'm tired of him doing the whole, okay, I'm here, disappear for 3 months, come back and do a match. It's the same with Roman Reigns, I can say that. Plus, the suspension to Drew McIntyre really being trumped by War Games, it's really just got me feeling negative towards that match.
Not everybody has opinions.
As right now, we do have LA Knight getting interviewed by Kathy Kelly in the backstage area.
And the mystery remains as to who his mystery opponent will be later tonight.
Yes. And it's always LA Knight that gets the mystery opponent. First, it was, of course, Zack Ryder for the one night appearance. Tonight, let's wait and see.
And this mystery opponent is only because Sheamus and his injury.
Yes.
This would have been Sheamus and LA Knight. And if Sheamus and LA Knight would have had a fight, dare I say, I think Sheamus may have taken the win.
I think so. However, I do think that LA Knight is probably the guy remaining, as much as I want to see a RUSEV go on to the finish. I think LA Knight is the guy that needs this tournament and this win and John Cena's last match more than anybody.
As Jey Uso is preparing to make his way to the ring. Oh, that's right. I forgot Jay was in the tournament. I was like, why is he coming out? But he's got Rusev.
He is in the tournament. He does have Rusev tonight, but he also really has to watch his back as he is in War Games tomorrow as well.
He also has to watch his back because he was a part of the reason why Bronson Reed didn't advance in the tournament either. So you have to expect the Vision might have some retribution in plan.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. And what better way to gain even more of an advantage into tomorrow's matchup than by having Jey Uso being, I wouldn't say taken down or taken out of the match, but hurt going into tomorrow's match.
Right. Now, I haven't heard anything as to whether we do have a women's War Games advantage match tonight or not.
Yeah, it's Charlotte versus Asuka. They had it in the intro.
Oh. That should be a good match for sure. I mean, Charlotte and Asuka always put on decent matches.
And seeing how this was pre-taped, that definitely shouldn't have gone missed. Which we do have to emphasize. This is pre-taped. Normally we do this an hour earlier, but we still appreciate no spoilers in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Because I've been actually pretty successful in avoiding the spoilers from the show all week. Still amazes me that Jey Uso can still get everybody just eating out of his hands with that yeet chant.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, if I were in that crowd too, I'd probably fall right into it and start doing it as well.
Oh,
not gonna lie.
we all would. I'm sure we all would. As Rusev makes his way to the ring.
I was just gonna say, as I talked about Jay getting hurt, Rusev could very well hurt Jey Uso going into before tomorrow night's matchup.
Yes, he could.
Yeah, but Jey Uso could very well hurt Rusev as well.
Yes, he could.
True.
Let's not just throw shade on Jey Uso. He is the one who made Gunther tap out at WrestleMania to become World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with Jay potentially being a little preoccupied, a little distracted, and maybe looking forward to War Games tomorrow, who do we have taking this match?
Well, that's a stretch. Who say he's looking past this?
I'm not saying, I said potentially.
I know, but what potentially makes you think that way?
The fact that War Games is tomorrow and it is one of the big four shows.
No, I don't. I don't think he's looking past this at all. Because if you look past a guy like Rusev, then you will get hurt bad. If you're looking past anyone nowadays, you run that potential risk of not only losing but also getting injured. So I think he's going to be focused as you can because there's no last time it's now tournament matches tomorrow. So there's even if Jey Uso was to win, it's not like he'd be pulling double duty.
Right.
But who I have winning this match, again, that all depends on if there's interference or not. Because if there's interference, you have to assume Rusev. If there's no interference, I think Jey Uso has a shot at winning this match.
And I'm in that same boat because if you look at the caliber of talent that's left in the tournament, the only main event talent that's in this tournament still is Jey Uso.
Gunther?
Okay, for the baby faces.
LA Knight has been in the main event a few times.
Yeah, against Jey Uso.
But he's more of a high mid carder.
Right, I get where you're coming from with that. I do have Rusev picked as my guy to actually win the tournament and be the guy to go and retire John Cena. So I do have Rusev taking this match regardless of interference. Because if we do get the Vision coming down because of Jay, we are going to get the Codys, the Jimmys, potentially a Roman Reigns. And then it just becomes a complete and utter cluster bomb.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the winner of this match faces the winner of the LA Knight mystery opponent match, correct?
I think that's what the bracket looked like, yeah.
Is there... And now, like, I wouldn't even be highly against Solo being that guy. I just, again, I'm going to say this blatantly. I don't care about anyone in this tournament right now.
Right.
I think I don't care about who John Cena faced yesteryear, so I can care less about the redemption match for Rusev. I think anybody who's born since then probably doesn't even know about that match. So you're probably looking at an era of people who have no idea John Cena and Rusev even had a match. I think Jey Uso does not need it. I don't even like him being in this tournament.
Okay.
Because I'd rather have seen other people be in it, like Aleister Black. Like, why is Damian Priest in this match or in the tournament, but Aleister Black was not? It made very little sense to me. And then you had Solo Sikoa, who had his moment with John Cena, and that didn't pan out.
No.
And I just don't think Gunther needs it. I would rather see Gunther in legitimate feuds. So I care about Gunther moving forward instead of just these one-offs.
I am 100% with you on Gunther. I would have loved to see Mello. I know you guys were... You specifically, Parrish, didn't really like my idea of Cena going into his last match as the Intercontinental Champion to defend against Sheamus.
No, he won't even hold it tomorrow.
But, of course, we know Sheamus's injury, and John Cena, of course, does have Dominic Mysterio tomorrow. I did ask earlier on about, Jey Uso, does he get that last match to finish the year the way he started it? He beat John Cena, eliminating him last in the Rumble, and now he goes on to retire it.
Again, I just don't see what that really does for Jey Uso.
No, I don't.
Why? And why one of your top baby faces is going to claim to fame to say that he retired one of the most popular people in the game.
And see that... Sorry, Parrish, finish.
It makes as much sense as a Canadian dollar. Very little when you compare it globally.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I go to Gunther possibly winning this tournament because of the fact that he's already retired Goldberg. You can do this I retire legends type thing with Gunther.
Yeah, but see, and that's the one thing I don't want to see.
I will say if that's what he's getting towards, then all of a sudden A becomes predictable because as soon as you do it twice, whoever the next legend, you're gonna do it to.
Yeah.
And then 3 or 2, do we really want Gunther to be labeled as that and not as a potential like badass heavyweight champion-esque type talent?
Yeah.
You could still put him in that category and still have him do that.
You could, but nobody's going to be focusing on his championship reigns. It's going to be, well, he's got the title. It's going to be a piece of aesthetic.
Okay, but did they do that with Randy Orton when he became the Legend Killer? No. That just became a moniker.
Title a little bit. I would make that argument. Because did anybody care about the Intercontinental title when he faced Mick Foley?
No.
I actually did. So.
But like that's the thing. Like it wasn't on the line. It was almost a secondary thing, and it's the Intercontinental Championship not being defended.
Yeah.
A major storyline because the Legend Killer thing overshadowed it.
Yeah.
And OMD's pick just got eliminated from the tournament.
I did. JEY USO comes away with the victory in what was a seemingly short match to open.
It was good though. It was good for as short as it was.
That's what she said. Had to. So, yeah, he will face the winner of Mystery Opponent and LA Knight. And you have to go back to LA Knight in that opening monologue where he said, usually in tournaments, if there's an injury, that person gets a bye. I don't want to complain, but he has a point.
Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have The Miz yelling at Nick Aldis in his office.
So what do we think?
Well, very, very intriguing, as it is The Miz who has been drawn as LA Knight's mystery opponent for tonight.
I honestly don't really like it.
I get where you're coming from, because I think once he was eliminated, it should have been somebody else.
No,
I think
no,
it should have been somebody not in the tournament.
I get why they were kind of like giving second chances to everybody else in the tournament. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me.
As a misfit, yes, I'm going to pull that one.
Really?
Yes.
You shit
Really?
Rock and Lesnar and Roman, and then you actually say I'm a misfit.
Yes.
Really?
I can understand.
Really?
Wanted to know.
Really?
Yes, really.
But you know what?
But I think there should have been somebody that wasn't in the tournament to begin with that got drawn.
But you know what we'd really like for everybody to do? Check out all of our programming at Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the Smackdown Security Detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the chrisperish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever wanted your break in podcasting, content creation, potential collaboration, or to help us out behind the scenes, turnbucklestudios.org is the place to be for all your Turnbuckle Affiliation Program needs. Click that join button to send us an email, send us your credentials, tell us how you can help us, how you think we can help you, and we can sit down as a collective and figure out the best fit. Go to the host section, meet the team, Chris Parrish, Chris Best, myself, Bubba Duke, and Carl Carafel. Get all of our socials there, watch our latest weekly episodic shows. And go to the shop to go to carlcarafel.redbubble.com and get all your Turnbuckle Affiliation Program merchandise. Turnbucklestudios.org, ladies and gentlemen, the hottest site on the internet. Do it, and do it now.
As we're getting the championship celebration for Chelsea Green tonight, I've got to wonder, I got to think that this does end in shenanigans in some way or another. We're probably going to find out who Chelsea's first first challenger will be in this match or in this segment.
I would hope so. I would hope so, but conspicuous by his absence is her tag team partner in AAA, the NXT North American champion, Ethan Page.
Well, he doesn't really accompany her on SmackDown. The last time we saw him, he was in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wonder, too, who's the one person that's kind of been approaching Chelsea Green in the back?
Nikki Cross.
And?
Why is her
We've
name
seen
escaping
her
me?
have interactions with Jade of late.
Does she have anything going on?
Not at the moment, no.
So, just saying, if this one runs her mouth about being the best champion, I can see that being a thing on screen as well. But I do think it's Nikki Cross, because that would be something that we actually can get towards. Some I'd like to see this kind of go towards the United States Championship. But
I could also see Julia coming out and asking for her rematch as well.
or even Keanu, like Kiana James doing it by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind that at all. And I think Kiana James would actually benefit out of that whole thing too.
And we do get Jade Cargill making her way into the ring.
So what title does this really help?
What does this mean for Jade's character as a whole? Like, is she going back to babyface, or is she being a tweener?
Well, did she really ever turn heel, or did she just oppose Tiffany?
Well, I mean,
No,
when she beat the snot out of Tiffany, that was a full-on heel move.
yeah.
Yeah, but you can still beat up a babyface and still be a babyface.
Mm-hmm. Her pyro plays anyways. But again, yeah, you do pose an a good question there. Which championship is this whole situation going to be about?
I mean, I just asked that because does it really do much for Jade and her championship reign, or does it do more for Chelsea and hers?
That's where we're going to have to see how this plays out, though, you know?
If the question is coming in, if Jade's a good guy, bad guy, then does that not represent a even bigger issue of the depth of the women's division on SmackDown if you have all these women in the War Games match?
Yeah, because as we were looking at the babyface side of the women's, all of them are like the top baby faces right now in the WWE. On the flip side, you've got all the top heels as far as the women go, with the exception of Jade Cargill. If Jade is even a baby face or heel, like,
Yeah. I mean, we can even say the same. We know that Chelsea is supposed to be a heel, but she gets that babyface pop each and every week.
It's why I think in due time we will see the Nikki Cross introduction in the U.S. title scene.
mm-hmm.
But it begs me to wonder if Bianca Belair is closer than we think of coming back to go after Jade for that championship.
I think we're not too far off from it. I've been reading around online that could be by the Rumble that she comes back.
I've heard and read mixed reports saying that she still can't bend and straighten her fingers, so she has no idea when, but I've also heard the Rumble.
I mean, the Rumble's still 2 months away.
Mm-hmm.
As now Michin is suggesting she's got to be the one to step up to Jade. Could make for a very, very intriguing match.
I gotta wonder if Michin steps up and says, "Hey, I want a shot at your title."
Yeah.
Oh, if you're gonna step up at Jade, you might as well do it for the title.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The one thing I got to appreciate about the Miz as he's in the ring for me right now, at least he's got determination to try and get through this tournament.
Oh, 100% he does.
He's got a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't show determination, what are we doing here, Michael? But I hope to God he gets a BFT and it's over like that. I'm not gonna. Don't even. If LA Knight loses this, I do not care about this tournament.
Yeah, because in all honesty, as you had stated, Parrish, you don't really want to see somebody who's established themselves in the main event, i.e., like JEY USO, even Gunther, go on and fight John Cena. But a guy like LA Knight could use a match against John Cena and a victory against John Cena as well.
Absolutely.
It's a championship. I don't think he needs that. I think he needs that championship. I think he needs the company to say, "You're the guy."
Yeah.
That's right now.
And let's look at it this way, because LA Knight and JEY USO have worked together on the same team, but have been at odds for the better part of the last 4 months. So if LA Knight wins this, it is LA Knight versus JEY USO in the next round to see who goes to the finals. Then we get Gunther versus Solo on Monday as well. And whoever wins that match, LA Knight does have a history with Solo, as well as, of course, JEY USO and Solo being brothers, and they've got their history from the bloodline.
Oh, JEY USO also has a history with Gunther.
Yeah.
Like WrestleMania and the Raw, just as well as an Intercontinental title match between the two. But we haven't really seen a lot of Gunther LA Knight.
No, we haven't.
That would represent something completely fresh. If you're a traditionalist, it goes back to the heel and babyface mentality. But
and let's not forget that it was about 1.5 years ago that John Cena really put over LA Knight when LA Knight stepped up to team with him in Saudi Arabia against the bloodline.
I believe that was just earlier this year, correct?
No, it was about 1.5 years ago. Because that was when LA Knight was going through his war with AJ Styles as well.
So I know they teamed in January of this year. Before the Rumble. Now, even though I will say The Miz has decided to use a wonderful color combination, I do not hope he is victorious. Despite the brownie points he is trying to give me. And
Yeah,
yes,
and I hope
brownie points definitely a play with it.
yeah, I kind of hope that the guy who's wearing my colors in the orange and black takes the win here tonight in LA Knight.
Well, he also has yellow, so
Yeah.
I mean that's a strip. I mean, we can't say he's wearing Thanksgiving colors.
He is too.
Well, yeah, it matches with Tron that's going around.
Yes.
Once again, Turnbuckle Studios would like to wish all of our Americans a happy Thanksgiving, even though we did it last month, so you're a month late.
Yes.
I said this last week. I'll say it again this week, but I love that they're using an old school graphic, like an old school Survivor Series graphic, for the Survivor Series match later tonight.
Absolutely.
When they go with like the traditional Survivor Series thing, yeah, it's I'm just glad that it's not carrying over because I actually do like the modern day Survivor Series logos. I think the only thing that's missing is like they don't carry it over. They always change it every year, so it loses its like iconicness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whereas like those '80s logos at least stayed for a few years.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And you can say that about any of the big four.
I mean, SummerSlam did have that green and was it blue or yellow or whatever like one, but nobody really liked it. Plus, like it kind of replaced like the cool one.
Yeah.
And the WrestleMania font's been pretty much the same thing for the last while as well.
I mean, it has been in the same city for the next year and last year or this year.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
so not really much they can do with it. I do wish that if they go back to New Orleans, they would stop on the Mardi Gras colors because oh god, those are disgusting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As the Miz is showcasing, the football ones work just fine. But even like the Saudi WrestleMania logo, not a fan.
I'm gonna have to look that one up because I don't remember what it looks like right offhand.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
As LA Knight kicks out of the skull crushing finale.
I will say, Downstate is not exactly having a strong showing so far in this tournament. Because the Miz has lost already. We'll see what he does tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ziggler lost. Ryder lost. So they're
Yep.
already 3.
I will give credit to this. The Miz and LA Knight are putting on a pretty good match right now, though.
They are, and they did have a bit of a rivalry Can't remember if it was earlier this year or middle to late last year.
It's probably shortly after the Miz turned on R-Truth.
And L.A. Knight picks up the victory, once again eliminating The Miz from the tournament.
Well, he didn't eliminate him the first time.
Yeah, he eliminated Zack Ryder in the first round.
I know.
But you said once again eliminates The Miz.
Yes, meaning The Miz is once again eliminated from the tournament.
I know, but you implied that it was LA Knight who did it again with your wording. But yes, you are correct in saying
Yeah.
this has been once again eliminated from this tournament. So that means Downstate's 0-4 in this tournament. Now, I have an interesting way of how both War Game matches can end. And I think that they are statement matches or statement ways. One is I would have Lash Legend pin Rhea Ripley to win the women's War Games match. Because then you can go with Rio and Io versus Nia and Lash in a little bit of a tag rivalry. And that would make Lash bona fide right off the bat. 2, I would flat out, in the men's, have Brock Lesnar turn on his team and allow either one of the champions to either beat Logan Paul or Drew McIntyre. And if it's Logan Paul, it needs to be Punk. If it's Drew McIntyre, it should be Cody Rhodes. If he doesn't, I would like to see Drew McIntyre defeat Cody Rhodes so that can continue and possibly be your Royal Rumble championship match.
Okay.
Yeah, because coming out of Survivor Series, Drew McIntyre has to go back to serving his suspension.
But if he wins and has that match or beats Cody, Cody then has that power to get Nick to uplift that said suspension.
Yeah.
Or give him that title match, and then Drew wins. No way Nick Aldis will keep his champion off his show.
Yeah. But I like where you were going with the Lash Legend thing, because I did have a thought with what they were going to do with what they could do with Lash Legend in the match tomorrow night. And I kind of likened it to the 94 Royal Rumble when Diesel came in and just obliterated everyone before he got eliminated. I kind of feeling that I got a feeling that that's where we could go with Lash. Like, she comes in and she just starts dominating everyone.
But then there'll be that lull period. And I think that's where I'd rather have her just have that win. Because as good as she can have, as soon as that lull comes, this match is way too long to have that attention span really continue.
But if you have her come in like at the very last, though, then you won't have that lull.
Well, depending on this advantage match, it might not be the last one.
That's true.
And it looks like we're going to get that coming up. Such a good segue.
I was going to say, and to be fair, in the 94 Rumble, there were lulls in between Diesel's eliminations where he was just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah, but at least the tension's always on him, right?
Yeah.
So, like...
Oh, yeah, because, like, even though he was standing in the ring doing nothing, he was more or less, like, you know, snarling towards the entranceway, getting ready for who the next entrant would be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, your focus is on the one person, whereas in a War Games match, you kind of can't do that because there's a bunch of other different people in there.
Yeah.
And then if you really make it about the one person for the long time, you're kind of giving the big F you to everyone else.
Yeah. But as I said, that could work if Lash is the last woman to enter in the War Games match.
Yeah. But as we await for the Queen, if you don't want to give it FU and you want to go to I Support You, please go to carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, carlcarafel.redbubble.com is the source for all your Turnbuckle Affiliation Program merchandise. All the proceeds come back into our studios so we can give you a better viewing experience. You can get there by going to carlcarafel.redbubble.com or going to turnbucklestudios.org and clicking the shop link. Just as important, hit the join button at turnbucklestudios.org. Send us your credentials. Tell us how you can help us and how we can help you, and we can figure out the best fit for you. Go to the host section and meet the team. Chris Best, Chris Parrish, myself, Bubba Duke, and Carl Carafel. Watch our latest weekly episodic shows. Get our socials. All of that and more, turnbucklestudios.org.
I'm not gonna lie, I love the fact that they've decided to do a one-on-ones match for the women, just to be a little different from the men's side, as they did do a tag match on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And of all the singles matches, why not give us a little refresher on that history between Asuka and Charlotte Flair?
Right, and
Right.
I get that. But for me, this again, it's one of those matches that we've seen it. It's not one that we need, but it does still potentially also offer tag team championship implications as well.
Yeah, but like we're not going to get a feud out of this in the sense between Asuka and Charlotte, but it is a reminder to everyone like what they've done, and it's for a bigger purpose, right? Like both individuals are fighting for something a lot larger than their individual needs. But you're right, if Charlotte is to pick up the win, does that bode well for a potential rematch for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte? But if Asuka wins, does that completely eliminate Charlotte and Alexa from tag team championship opportunity?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I like about the women's tag division right now is it feels like there is a build to the women's tag teams because don't forget the Kabuki Warriors also have tag team partners in Lash Legend and Nia Jax, and who's to say that at some point they they may want a shot. They may come out
Absolutely.
of they may come out of War Games tomorrow night on the successful side, and Nia and Lash will be like, "Hey, we're not teammates anymore. We're going after your tag belts."
Right. And at the same time, you've got that newer tag team of Rhea and Io Sky. So you have 4 teams that are all in potential contention for those women's tag team championships.
And let's not even forget there are still a team of Raquel and Roxanne over on Raw. You still have
Yes.
the you never ever can eliminate them because they always seem to put themselves back in contention.
Yes, and you have to look at
Mia Yim or Meechin,
yeah.
right?
You
That
also
very
have
must be something.
you also have to look at Bailey and Lyra.
And even Alba and Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I like about what they're doing with the women is it's everybody can do something individually, but they also have their potential tag team option too. So it allows them to have that variety on if you're not in a title picture, on a single aspect, you can go to the tag. You could have something develop. You can maybe do a tag team feud that allows the depth of your divisions to be known.
And even down in NXT, we still have Fatal Attraction that could very well challenge for the tag team titles. You got Sol Ruka and Zarya as well as possible contenders. They have been contenders for the titles.
And even the newly kind of paired Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair.
Absolutely.
So that's just another potential tandem. Sadly, you don't have his Tatum Paxley anymore, but I mean, if the Bayla Lyra thing never goes, you could always have Tatum and Lyra.
That's right.
Yep. And it's funny that we are talking about the women's tag titles, and these two are former tag team champions together.
Yes, they are.
I mean, say what you want about Charlotte Flair, but if you don't put her in the category of one of the best moonsaults in the business, then I say you are blinder than a bat.
I 1000% agree. I kind of rank her moonsault almost up there with Kurt Angle's moonsault.
I mean, Chad Gable's is like in the current thing. Like,
yeah.
I put Charlotte and Chad Gable as the number ones.
Okay. See, and I would actually put Io's above Gable's.
I'll even correct myself. I'm also putting JD McDonough's up there as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That guy has an arch that makes McDonald's look like second best.
I almost ordered McDonald's today.
Don't get Wendy's. Better nugs.
Better burgers at Wendy's too.
But you gotta love the competitiveness in this match right now. Because I believe Charlotte is busting open in the nose.
Yeah, what I like about this match is they're fighting for the advantage in War Games, but they're making that War Games advantage incredibly important with the way they are fighting each other. It almost seems like it's like a championship match we're watching here without even a championship being on the line.
Right.
Well, as OMD pointed out, like there has to be some title implications too in this match. Like you can't say that Charlotte and Asuka aren't aware of the fact that they were battling each other for tag team championships less than a couple weeks ago. So, in order, or you have to add that with the fact they've had that added history, add that with the current state that the winner does bring in that advantage for their team. This is a very high stakes match.
I'm going to say this because, and I know Mr. Best and I have discussed this, I'm not the biggest Asuka fan, but these always seem to be her best matches are against Charlotte.
Well, I mean, everybody always has that one person who they just bring out the best with, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes down to Asuka and Charlotte Flair, like they, in my eyes, make better enemies than they do allies. But what I love too is this is, I think, the first time Asuka and Charlotte are facing off with Asuka as the heel and Charlotte as the babyface.
Right.
I think you might be right on that.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong, because I'm sure they face each other a lot. Ooh.
And Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, taking the advantage.
I'm going to be completely honest right now. I wasn't wanting Charlotte Flair to win the Royal Rumble this year. I was actually pretty against it, even though I wanted to see her and Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania.
Right.
I have been blown away with how good she has been this year. And if she isn't in your category for comeback wrestler of the year this year,
she might be in mine.
Drink more than I do.
I think she might be in mine because if you talked to me last year about Charlotte Flair, I wasn't hearing any of it because I was done with her. But I've become a fan of her over the past year again.
Again, this time we get the situation of the women's baby faces getting the advantage going into War Games. So
you got to build to that mommy pop, right?
I guess it makes sense too because on the male side, the heels took the victory, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Well, yeah, because Brock needs to be the last guy in that match. Rhea's going to be the last woman in this match. It's pretty obvious.
And coming up next, we have our Survivor Series style elimination 10-man tag team match.
Well, we are 1 hour into the show, and the show is only an hour and a half.
It is, and that's why I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, as we are getting the rundown for the card for Survivor Series and making our way to our main event, we could use your help here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation Program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, that site for all your Turnbuckle Affiliation Program needs is turnbucklestudios.org. The first thing you should do there is hit that join button, send us your credentials, tell us how you can help us, how we can help you, and we can sit down as a collective and figure out the best fit. Meet the team: Chris Best, Chris Perish, myself, Bubba Duke, and the Godfather Carl Carafel get our socials, check out our latest weekly episodic shows in the host section, and click the link to shop and go to carlcarafel.redbubble.com to get all your Turnbuckle affiliation program merchandise. Turnbucklestudios.org, ladies and gentlemen, your home for the Turnbuckle affiliation program.
I gotta say, I like this hype package they're doing for the men's war games here.
Yeah, I just always find it funny that the most complete ones out of them are always like the last second. Like, because it just seems like the most they do is like, oh, we'll do the most of it on Raw to make you very intrigued. And then by Friday, we have this mega good like video to show you to hype up. Instead of getting it kind of done earlier, like you saw back in the day. And then over time, you would just add or replace some footage.
Yeah.
I just kind of realized I think the only man in this men's war games that has yet to be in a war games match is Logan Paul.
Brock?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, well. Well,
I mean,
okay.
in front of people, Brock.
To be in a cage, because I don't think Logan Paul's ever done a cage match yet.
Again, if it's in front of people, we can add Braun Breaker to that, because the only time he did it's during the pandemic, and there wasn't any fans.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was NXT Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0. That was actually a pretty good War Games match, though.
Yeah, but I think we all knew how that one was going to end before they went there. Now, is there any way the baby faces win this match?
I don't know, because I'm looking at the caliber of the baby faces versus the caliber of Solo Sikoa's group.
It's not even that, but you've done such a large way of building this group. You would kill them more than John Cena killed the Nexus if they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not knocking anybody in Sammy's group, because they're all doing fantastic stuff as it is.
No, they're just not as stable. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we know that Sami and Shinsuke have history and have worked together before.
I mean, Shinsuke's debut WWE match was against Sami.
Yes. And they also did it when Shinsuke was the Intercontinental Champion and Sami became his manager as the Great Liberator.
Mm-hmm.
It was Sami who actually handed Shinsuke Nakamura a current version of the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
But I have to think all the members of this babyface team probably once have worked with each other in some way, shape, or form.
I believe so.
In the last 20 years.
I believe they have. I mean, if you go all the way back to the original Ring of Honor, and I believe Sami Zayn, aka El Generico, did work with both of those guys individually and as a tag team. I'm sure Shinsuke worked with the Guns in New Japan.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the Motor City Machine Guns at one point were an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions,
I
correct?
believe so. Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Man. Of all people, this guy bringing you New Japan knowledge. Okay, Phoenix, what colors are you really donning here? Because that is confusing.
Right? The Harlem Heat jacket with.
It honestly looks like the tights he's wearing. He got them from Bailey's locker room.
I was going to say, they're kind of like Bam Bam meets Eddie. Bam Bam had the blue flame. Oh, me, you seem shocked with that reference.
He did. He had a blue and red flame in the late 80s.
Yeah.
We did. I love the addition to Shinsuke's gear and how he just slowly evolved it from just being either one color or a slow two-tone to now that it's kind of like a kimono on his trunks.
Yeah, it's much closer to what his New Japan gear was. Because yeah, sometimes he did wear the one tone, like just the red, straight up red pants. But when it came to like the big shows, like your Tokyo Dome shows, your January 4th shows, he tended to be a little bit more colorful in his gear at that time.
I mean, even SAMI, he's starting to kind of adapt a little bit more too, as we're seeing kind of the evolvement of his gear. As he was very, very much the same for his early part. Then he went into those cargo pant phase. Now he kind of seems like there is that understanding of who he is on his gear now.
Yeah.
But we also can't talk about New Japan without talking about mostly everybody out of the MFTs.
Right, exactly.
Whether it's Tama or Tonga, whether it's JC Mateo or even Taloa, they
Yes.
all had their times in Japan. The only person that really didn't was Solo.
No. And I think that's part of the reason why we've got the four of them wearing the Gorillas of Destiny face paint as opposed to Solo not wearing it. Also, it solidifies that Solo is the leader of the group.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's actually the reason. I did read an interview where that's the case. Like you hit it right on the nail. Like that's exactly what it is.
I like that tease. Solo trying to convince Chris Sabin that he wants Sammy, but then attacks Chris Sabin. I like that.
And just to add to the cannot see the MFTs losing, Solo Sikoa is still an active member in the Last Time Now tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So if he has any believability in not only advancing to the finals, winning the tournament, defeating Gunther, I can't see a way he's on a losing end in this match.
Right.
Not to mention, we've also got the MFTs. They've been teasing a shot at the tag team titles and the US title too. So
Yes, they have. As we
Kind
did
of-
have. Sorry, Best.
to keep that gravy train flowing, you kind of want to push them all to become this dominant faction. on SmackDown.
Yes, as we did have earlier tonight, we did see an interview with Ilya Dragunov where he was actually calling out Tama Tonga over the US.
Because it's been Tama who's walked up to Ilya and just he would either grab a hold of the US title and have a look at it before handing it back to him, or just staring him eye to eye, saying like, "I'm coming for you."
Yeah.
Well, Ilya does have multiple storylines over that U.S. title without really doing too much physically. One is with Tama Tonga, and another one is with Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes.
Has answered the bell a few times, but has been yet to be acknowledged as the challenger in this U.S. Open tournament. And yes, this SmackDown does result the first time since Ilya Dragunov has been U.S. champion that we do not see an open challenge.
Right.
Did we get a SmackDown where SAMI was off from the U.S. Open Challenge as well?
I don't believe so.
No.
So pretty much since the U.S. Open Challenge has been brought back, this is the first SmackDown.
Well, I think, didn't LA Knight officially kind of bring it back, and then that kind of went into that stuff with Logan Paul?
Yeah.
We have former members of the Bloodline going at it with SAMI and Solo.
Oh yeah, the history runs deep between these two for sure.
Yes, it does.
Whether it's United States Championships, Bloodline, or even this current feud. And let's not forget, it was Solo Sikoa who posed the distraction in the match with Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov that allowed Ilya Dragunov to take advantage and win the championship.
Yes.
Yep. But I gotta say, with Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring right now, I love that he's got this like renewed sense of vigor about him that I'm really enjoying, and I want to see more of it out of him.
I think we're slowly heading into the final run with Shinsuke. But as you said, like, this is exactly what I want to see out of Shinsuke, because I feel he might have just been broken down for a while, or maybe he was injured and he was just trying to push the envelope. And now that he had that extended time, maybe he's been a little bit more healthy, and because of that, we now have a more complete Shinsuke than we've had in a very long time.
Well, I really think with Shinsuke, a lot of it has to go back with how quickly he got hot-shotted into the title picture, and then once he lost, he's sort of fallen into booking purgatory.
Yeah, that was definitely a Vince McMahon miss, not putting the title on Shinsuke, as he also did the same thing with Asuka, whereas Shinsuke and Asuka made history as the first time the men and women's Royal Rumble in the same year winners were not even from North America.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I stand firm on that too. I firmly believe that Shinsuke should have defeated AJ Styles for the WWE title. And turning him heel after the match, that shouldn't have happened.
I would have preferred if he won the title and then still turned heel. If
Yeah.
he turned heel, have him win the title.
As we have just had our first elimination, as JC Mateo is out
And how
on
about
Team
those
MFT.
graphics after?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
The only thing I would have done instead of I would have kept the eliminate out of there, but I would have slowly faded the photo away. Because as we know,
Well,
visual is reality.
they decided to go to the Big Brother route and turn him black and white.
A lot of his photo was because of the face paint. Which I will then echo. We see a lot of black and red with everyone in this match.
Yes.
We see only black and white on the face paint for the heels. Should they go more towards a black and white style instead of the red and black?
I think you can do that, but I would maybe keep I would lessen the red and make like you see where the black lines are on the tights there. I would maybe put a red outline on those, and then where the red is dominant, that's where I would put the white.
Shinsuke Nakamura has been eliminated.
This just adds to that sports feel that WWE has been trying to get with these elimination things that have popped up. We've seen that in the Royal Rumble too, where they tell you how many wrestlers are left, who's been eliminated, or how many has been eliminated.
Yeah, sadly, I did not get those graphics. I wish they would actually put those on in the either on the screens or something like that.
Yeah, like they didn't have them up on the billboard or anything for you guys to take a look at.
To be fair, nobody was looking.
But I mean, that's where I would have put them.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I was looking at them is when next person came out, because I do have a thing of taking a photo of the Tron of the next entry.
Mm-hmm.
Which surprisingly got very well respected in both years I've gone.
Tonga Loa has been eliminated.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised he wasn't the first one out, to be quite honest.
Well, I honestly had, I didn't have the MFTs running roughshod, but I didn't have them being the first team eliminated. But I also have to wonder if this harkens back and we get the team babyface getting up, to a 3-on-2, and then all of a sudden that's where Talatonga and Solo absolutely take over and just dominate and own the rest of the match.
Well, that's where I was going to go with Talatonga. I thought that you could use him in the '94 Survivor Series, for instance, just as how they used Diesel in his Survivor Series match, where Diesel ran roughshod on everybody, and it came down to just Razor Ramon on the flip side. And it became Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Owen, Anvil, and Jeff Jarrett.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Solo, Tama, and Tala are your final three, and they kind of go on the roughing, because as we were talking about Tama, he is kind of targeted to go into that U.S. title shot. Solo is in that last time now's tournament. And, well, Talatonga's the giant. They always protect the big guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be shocked. But I do want to also ask, you mentioned Diesel and Razor Ramon. If you're putting Talatonga in the Diesel category, who is the perfect Razor Ramon to go with the Talatonga Diesel?
Sami Zayn.
You would put Sami Zayn and Razor Ramon in the same category.
Well, because the way they were the way they were booking Razor in that match, Razor came across as the big underdog in that one.
But Razor is also 6'5", 270 pounds.
Yes.
He did not look exactly like a small guy compared to Diesel. He
No.
just looked smaller because Diesel was larger. I will put a great one with you. How about Damian Priest?
Okay.
I actually like the idea of pairing Tala with Damien. Because, again, Razor was a big guy who could move. Damien is in that same boat.
And now both of the Motor City machine guns have been eliminated.
And this has to be an ideal for the MFTs, as you have the two of the smaller guys. Well, Ray Phoenix definitely the smaller guy in the match, but Sami Zayn isn't exactly the biggest guy.
No.
Mhm.
But he is, I guess, I would say probably the second biggest guy on the team. Stature-wise. Is that not a disqualification?
Okay, I just seen Ray jump off the top to take out Solo and Tala. I thought he was going to jump across the ring onto Tama.
Yes.
That's where I thought he was going with that aerial.
Yes, and now Tama has just eliminated Ray Phoenix, leaving Sami Zayn all alone.
Again, sometimes I forget just how good Talatonga is as a big guy.
Right?
There's a part of me that thinks that if this thing with the Wyatt Six is still going to happen for the tag titles, there's a part of me that wants to see Eric Rowan and Talatonga get a match against one another.
Oh, see, I want to see Joe Gacy and Tamatonga.
Tamatonga just got eliminated via a Helluva kick from Sami Zayn.
But the numbers game is still in play here.
And I was going to ask, is this where we get sort of some type of a like distraction moment? You guys did mention the Wyatt Six. like we got there a number of years ago with when Sting made his WWE debut at Survivor Series.
Still one of my favorite debuts.
Oh,
Oh. I guess that's one way you take Tala out.
oh.
Tala Tonga has been eliminated via countout.
I like that because that keeps him strong.
Well, now the match is down to how this whole thing was started.
Now, does this put some finality on Solo versus Sammy, or do we still need that last one-on-one match?
I think you need a one-on-one to finish it between these two men.
I'd be okay if this was the finale.
Yeah, I think this match has to, for me, this match has to be the finality to it.
Because the
I
whole
don't want this feud to be revisited time and time again.
because wasn't
But
this
it
the
will
whole,
be.
it was Sammy and Solo, and then it went Sammy fighting up against the MFTs, and Sammy put a group to go up against the MFTs. So if Sammy doesn't win, or they do win, either way, I don't see how it's not conclusive.
Well, this all started actually during the US Open Challenge when Sammy and Shinsuke had their match. That's when the MFT showed up and attacked them.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, if Sammy collectively put together a team to take down the MFTs,
Hmm.
say he loses, he's lost.
Yeah.
Like, he put his team against them and lost. But if they win, they conquered. So either way, what does he have to come up with?
The question I have is, where do you go with these men afterwards? I mean, I think with Solo, you can probably move him into the title picture.
Well, as you said, like, you have the Wyatts still. That's something you can do, Wyatts and MFTs. You can always run back a rematch between Ilya and Sammy.
Yep.
But again, let's say Sammy takes that win, that just puts him back with the bloodline if Tama Tonga is going after the US title as well.
Not if
But it wouldn't be Solo at the same time.
And there it is.
And even with Sammy too, I mean, there's nothing say. I still have him pegged as a possible winner of the Royal Rumble.
I'm gonna pose this. I would love to see Sammy versus Dominic Mysterio in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
Okay.
I will talk about it on Sunday, but I have thoughts about the upcoming King of the Ring tournament. Well,
Whoa.
I think we got our Wyatt 6 appearance of the night. Well, I think that's pretty definitive of what's going to happen next with the MFTs.
I think so.
Yeah. I was trying to I've been trying to figure out where for the last couple of weeks where Solo actually fits in with the whole thing. One-on-one match with Uncle Howdy. I feel like that's going to happen because it's leader versus leader, right?
Yeah.
Well, how apropos is it that we go from one group to another on a traditional Survivor Series thing, and then we go towards what a lot of people thought would have been a Survivor Series match, and that would have been Wyatt's versus the MFTs.
Yeah.
I months ago I thought that was going to be the WarGames match.
I think we all did.
So how apropos is it that we go from one, and then now we're foreshadowing the other, and we're transitioning to it, and we're on the eve of Survivor Series.
Right. And that's the one thing that I love about the WWE lately. Just when you think we've got the answers, they change the question.
Well, it just shows that every second counts when it comes to the WWE.
Yep.
Whether it's The Miz and his second chance, or maybe we're talking about the second coming of circumstances.
Yeah.
There's a lot of seconds that do count in WWE, but what we do know that the Wyatt Six aren't wasting any seconds getting towards the MFTs.
Yeah, so on that note, let's give our thoughts and our socials, starting with you, OMD, on tonight's show.
Tonight's show was, for me, it wasn't your typical go-home show. It was, I don't want to say lackluster. That wasn't the right term. Like, that main event, for me, really bailed the show out, as did Charlotte and Asuka. For me, it was actually a really slow show. A lot of lulls early with that Chelsea Green celebration and the nonsense there with Jade. So for me, like, I needed and wanted a little bit more. It did what it needed to do, but I just wanted a little bit more. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for me, it is my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMDShow. And you can catch me right back here tomorrow night with the PLE Patrol for Survivor Series War Games.
And now over to you, Mr. Parrish.
Yeah, I think too, like when you have a pre-tape show like this, it's gonna hard feel the true emotions of what that show capitalizes on, because again, it's taped after another show, so the audience is a little worn down. You're not going to get necessarily that organic emotion that you would normally get from a show. But in that sense, I thought they did a very good job of keeping it with some solid in-ring action and a couple segments where, okay, it gets you a little intrigued with what's going to happen post Survivor Series. If you want to follow me, my link tree is right there at Chris Parrish. But if you also want to watch Survivor Series in the Edmonton, Alberta area, please go check the sponsor of the Chris Parrish podcast that you can find every Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And go check out Beercade at 10544 82nd Avenue. They are showing a free showcase of Survivor Series, so please check them out if you're in the Edmonton area. And
yeah. See, for me, I did have my lull in the show tonight, and I think that still was picking the Miz to be the one to take on LA Knight. However, on the flip side, they did put on a good match. The Chelsea Green stuff for me, it's weird right now, but I know that they're looking past Survivor Series, as they have seemed to have been doing for a lot of go-home shows, for whether it's Raw or SmackDown. They start promoting what's to come after every pay-per-view, and that's where I'm intrigued to see where we're going with this whole thing. But But if you guys want to find me, you can look for me at my Linktree, lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. You can look for me tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. as we do an afternoon edition of Saturday Night Gaming. And on that note, OMD, what are those famous words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, always remember the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your ground, till the afterglow, the afterglow. You look so great when you gotta shine. One more part of you is gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd. Pressure is your best enemy, spotlight show what I wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack. You just can't